Okay, I'm going to show you the building upgrades here, and prepare yourself, because as I move it out onto the table here, this is what is going to be revealed. Look at that. Is that intimidating? Is that scary? Wow. I think what I might need to do is I might need to move this up to the camera so you can actually get a chance to take a look at that. Because this is the city gates that you can build. It's actually got some really nice detailing on it. I think that actually if you have a look, you can see along the top there that there's actually detailing along the ridges of that. I think that's absolutely fantastic. I don't know if you're able to see any of this at all, actually. But I must stress, it is like maybe the width of my pinky finger. The other thing to show you here is this is a little barracks, and this is the market, and the detailing in it is absolutely wonderful. I'm actually going to take these gloves off here because I'm finding it really difficult to handle them, and that says something in itself. And so I don't know how many of you wear gloves when you're playing, but it's maybe not going to work out so well. But look again at the detailing that is in those buildings there. It's fantastic, the detail that they've managed to get on something that is so small. But when I'm talking about the size here, look at this. It is about the size of my pinky finger. So that's just something for you to keep in mind when looking at this. And let's also take a look again at this market here. I think it's absolutely fantastic. I've not counted how many's in each of these, but you certainly get plenty. I've invested in a couple of packs because when it comes to playing at the Alexander expansion, hopefully due next year, that's what I'm hoping to do. So really loving this market here. So here's a lovely little test I think that we need to do. I need to show you that these actually do fit inside. I must say though, it's a bit of a tight squeeze. I find the orientation is very, very important to make sure that you can get it right. But it does actually fit inside, and so that is a lovely little detail. So here's some of the forts there that you can see. You certainly get plenty of them. I hope that is going to be enough for the full games, particularly when you're looking at more than 4 players when we get the faction boosters to come. But that's going to sit nicely. The size, it's a very frustratingly small size. But at the same time, some of the regions on the battle map are very small themselves, and therefore it's got to be that size in order to fit it on. I'm hoping that means that we're going to have some really, really rich engagements and have a board that looks really, really rich in terms of the 3D elements of it. It really, again, is harkening back to the settlements within the Rome Total War game. So really, really liking that. The only thing about it, though, that I will say is that if I just pull these out here, now you may know that they're forts, but imagine you're tuning in to a preview of the game and you're seeing these buildings out on the table. Can you tell me at this height, because this is where the cameras are going to be sitting, can you tell that that's the fort instead of the market? Is it that clear to you? I don't think it is that clear. I think that the gates are pretty clear, but I'm not sure that the forts and the markets are that distinct that you'll be able to tell at a glance. So it's just something for you to keep in mind. So I've got 1515 vision. Ooh, and that, by the way, is a brag because it's one better than 2020. So even me with my impeccable vision, as I'm glancing down at it, I do need to take just that extra fraction of a second more to register exactly what buildings I'm looking at. And because of that, it's just going to add a little bit more strain to looking at the board. So if you're hard in terms of your sight, that is going to make that very, very tricky. One way to get around it is that you could simply just paint the buildings. You could paint them different colours to distinguish them a little bit more. It wouldn't be difficult to do that. So, for example, you could make the barracks like a white. You could make the market a brown colour. Don't make it the faction colours unless you daringly want to see that you can divide these up equally, divide it by 4, and then that can make, you can see that, okay, so that's a barbarian. That's a barbarian market. That's a Carthaginian barracks. Wouldn't recommend that, especially if you're thinking about Alexander expansion and the faction boosters. You maybe just want to keep the buildings the same colour. That'll certainly help them to pop. I'm certainly considering doing that, especially if we're going to be filming some playthroughs. I think that's going to be really, really important to distinguish what's going on. The last thing to show you here is the Wonder. So the Wonder, it comes in a pack of 4, so 1 for each faction. The Wonders are absolutely lovely. They're slightly bigger than the other pieces, so one that really helps you to see, wow, this thing is important, but the shape as well. So I think that when in the comments when it was being produced, and Simon was humming and hawing over what to do, and we were trying to say, could we make it one distinct one for each of the different factions, but it seems this is the solution that we went for. And to pick the pyramids of Giza as your Wonder, I think is absolutely fantastic. I think me personally, I maybe would have preferred something like the Colossus of Rhodes, but hey, I mean, that's okay. I think this is maybe my second best choice, because see, if you went for something like the Gardens of Babylon, or you went for the temple in Athens, potentially quite square buildings, and would have not really popped when looking at it compared to these. So here instead we've got the Wonders that are pyramids, and I think that the pyramid really stands out compared to the others. And the other thing that I want to show you here is just, again, really fantastic in terms of the detailing. Listen to this. You hear that? That is the bricks that have been actually rendered into this. So fantastic 3D effect. It is not just a straightforward triangular prism. It's actually got a nice brick effect, and that would look fantastic painted up. So really encouraging me to paint it up. Again, I've bought a couple of packs of these because I think that they're going to be needed in some of the bigger games, but ultimately I'm excited to see what these look like on the table. A little bit worried about the size, being able to distinguish them from across the table. Really worried that the same colour is not helping with that, but with a little bit of paintwork that could certainly change it. Love the fact that these fit inside the city walls, and it just means that you've got a real sense that you're building a settlement, which really harkens back well to the original game.